Here's 25 more secrets that you probably didn't know about in Dark Souls, and an extra special bonus secret about the final boss Gwyn Lord of Cinder that you definitely need to know about. Number 1. In the Crystal Caves, you soon become very aware of the many invisible paths that you will need to traverse in order to reach the area boss Seath the Scaleless. But did you know that there is also another invisible path in the opposite direction, leading to a blue Titanite slab? That's right. If you drop down to this small tunnel and start dropping prism stones, you can follow the path all the way to the large crystal platform on the far end. But be warned, the invisible path does not go in a straight line like the others in the area. Number 2. Great Grey Wolf Sif is a fan favourite amongst the Dark Souls community, and it pains us every time we are forced to do battle with this lovable pooch. While this battle is inevitable, if your short-term goal is to obtain the Hornet Ring, you can do so without triggering the boss fight. Just walk around the edge of the arena and collect the ring from behind the gravestone. Number 3. Ornstein and Smaug are considered by many as the best boss fight in Dark Souls, but did you know that during the cutscene after you have defeated Ornstein, Smaug bludgeons Ornstein's still alive body? Yup, Ornstein's hand is clearly still moving when Smaug takes it upon himself to finish him. Number 4. A nice little hidden treasure trove can be found in Firelink Shrine. Head towards the lifts that take you to the Undead Church and drop down. This will then lead you to a small area with several chests containing a Morning Star, a Talisman, 6 Homewood Bones, 4 Cracked Red Eye Orbs, and 4 Lloyd's Talismans. Number 5. While the Hornet Ring boosts critical damage from backstabs and ripostes by 30%, it also changes the attack animations when used against humanoid NPCs and other players. The new animations are more reminiscent of the ones used in Demon Souls. Number 6. In the midst of taking on, or running away from, a mimic chest, have you ever noticed that those chompy teeth are actually human fingers? Creepy. Number 7. There are 2 ways of determining if a chest is indeed a trove of delicious treasure, or just another opportunity to get gobbled up by a mimic. If you look closely at the chests, mimics will have a slight breathing animation. This is more visible if you lower the angle of your camera, and you will see the lid of the chest slowly rising and falling, and you will also be able to see inside the chest and see the mimic. The other more obvious tell is the chain attached to the chest. If the chain curls towards the chest, then fear not, open at will. But if the chain is broken and trails towards you, then it's a mimic. Number 8. In the depths you will encounter all sorts of creatures and monsters, but no creature is grander than the giant rat. Have you ever spotted that the giant rat actually has a bandit's axe stuck in one of its eyes? Number 9. The Hellkite Wyvern on the bridge is a formidable foe, and there are a couple of tactics to easily defeat it. Did you know that if you have the Master Key and head to the Valley of the Drakes prior to going to the Undead Burg, then you can access the bridge where the Wyvern normally patrols, and it won't be there. Don't worry though, when you do eventually go through the Undead Burg, the Wyvern will then trigger and head for the bridge as normal. Number 10. Amongst all the traps and contraptions in Sen's Fortress, there are prison cages hanging all around the area. Once unlocked, you can actually use one of these cages as a lift to avoid the gauntlets. To get the cage key, all you need to do is run and jump over this gap and follow the stairs all the way down until you get to an area with a serpent mage enemy. Kill the enemy and collect the key from the far end. You can then utilise these lifts to take you from the room just outside the boss arena all the way back to the main walkway at the beginning of the fortress. Number 11. Back in the depths, you will encounter rats upon rats upon rats. You will even be ambushed by rats smashing out of crates to attack you. But did you know that you can just shoot these crates from afar and no more rats? This only works with range attacks, as if you try and smash it with a melee weapon, the rats will still attack you. Number 12. Also dotted around the depths, you will find eerie crystallised black statues. Now, while you might not give these statues more than a second thought before you smash them into tiny pieces, they actually represent other players who have been cursed by the basilisks. Number 13. If fighting one Sanctuary Guardian wasn't enough, after defeating Knight Artorias, head back to the start of the DLC area and you will face not one, but 2 more Sanctuary Guardian mini-bosses. Number 14. The Mushroom Child is a smaller version of the Mushroom Parent, which can be found in both Darkroot Garden and the Great Hollow. Did you know that if you attack a Mushroom Child, then it will run away and head straight to its Mushroom Parent for protection? Number 15. At the top of the Undead Church, you will enter your first double boss arena. But have you ever taken a second to admire the view before you trigger the boss fight? If you have, you'll have noticed the bell gargoyles perched upon the bell tower. And if you try to shoot them with a bow and arrow, they even bleed. Number 16. Back to the depths again, and to our friends the basilisks. This creature will spew a fog of mist that will curse you, kill you, and then leave you with half your health until you next use a purging stone. Have you ever noticed that those bright orange things on its head aren't its eyes? That's right. Just above its mouth, if you look very closely, you will see 2 tiny eyes. Number 17. After defeating the 4 kings, providing you haven't already spoken to King Seeker Frampt, Karth the primordial serpent will appear at the 4 kings bonfire. If you answer yes to his question, you will then be able to join the Dark Wraith Covenant and obtain the Dark Hand, a weapon that allows you to perform humanity-absorbing attacks. Number 18. For most, Pinwheel is arguably the easiest boss in Dark Souls, so for most of you, you probably slapped him a handful of times and the fight was over in around 10 seconds. However, if you do take the fight a little slower, then when Pinwheel reaches 30% health, he will enter a phase 2 of sorts and will conjure 8 servants all at the same time. This is quite a sight if you have never allowed Pinwheel to live long at this point. Number 19. In Lost Izalith, in between the Bed of Chaos and the Demon Titanite guarding the bridge, there is a hidden area where you can fall through the floor into a subterranean poison pit. In this area you will find several Chaos Eater enemies who can be herded very easily into the square holes in the floor. Once this is done, you can explore the area and bag yourself plenty of goodies, including a red Titanite chunk, 2 green Titanite shards, a soul of a brave warrior, and most importantly, a red Titanite slab. Number 20. In the Undead Parish, one of the first mini-bosses you face is the Fang Boar, an imposing oversized boar plated almost entirely in steel armour. Did you know that you can actually parry the boar's attacks? I say parry, it's more swiping the boar to the side, but once you get the hang of it, it's very satisfying to do. Number 21. While the main weakness of the Fang Boar is its unarmoured derriere, you can also trigger a unique animation if you attempt to do a plunging attack from the walkway above. Number 22. This strategy for the Fang Boar is a little convoluted and will take a lot of luck and willpower, but it is possible to kill the Fang Boar by dropping the portcullis down onto it. Using an alluring skull to coerce the piggy to stop under the gate is easier said than done, but once in position, drop the gate and it will kill the Fang Boar instantly. Number 23. Beyond the Dark Moon Tomb bonfire, you will find Dark Sun Gwendolyn, an optional boss that will lure you down a never-ending corridor until one of you perishes. Did you know that the corridor isn't actually endless? That's right, if you manage to dodge attack after attack and just keep running for about 10 minutes, you will eventually get to the end of the corridor. Number 24. In the very depths of Sen's Fortress, locked in a cage is Big Hat Logan, an advanced magic user who will teach you additional spells if rescued. In order to do this, you'll have to rotate the boulder machine so that the boulder rolls down the path and crashes through the wall at the bottom, opening up access to this hidden area. Once you have done this, you can use either the master key or the cage key to unlock Big Hat Logan's cage and release him. He will then travel to Firelink Shrine, where you can talk to him and buy advanced spells providing your intelligence stat is 15 or higher. Number 25. Manus, Father of the Abyss, is a phenomenal end boss to the DLC of Dark Souls, but did you know that you can literally kill him with a bow and arrow and you don't even need to enter his arena? That's right, it's time for some boss cheese. Pop on the Hawk Ring and head to Manus' arena. Just before the fog gate on the right hand side is a hole in the ground. Look down into this hole and you will see Manus' many glowing red eyes. In order to do this, you will need a bow with 50 range, but not a great bow as these won't be able to aim low enough. You'll also need plenty of feather arrows. These travel further and lose less of their damage over long distances. You will need to aim from the hip, as trying to zoom in won't allow you to look down far enough to hit Manus. It will take a bit of trial and error, but you will want to aim for just below the rock at the top of the hole. For this attempt, it took around 400 feather arrows to take him down. As Manus is a really epic end boss for the DLC, I really wouldn't recommend using this cheese for your first playthrough, but it's definitely one to try out on subsequent runs. Bonus secret. And finally, for our extra special bonus secret, what better way to end the video than with the final boss of the game, Gwyn, Lord of Cinder. Dark Souls is renowned for its epic soundtracks, and the plim plim plon of Gwyn's boss fight music carries far and wide. But did you know that Gwyn is Welsh for white? And the entire score of music for Gwyn's boss fight is played on only the white keys of the piano? Don't believe me? Well, check this out. Let me know how many of these secrets you already knew about in the comments section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and thanks to everyone who helped me reach my 500 subscriber goal. Here's to the next 500.